a French battleship, and 2 Germans, faster than the Bismarck. So far we have focused on comparing the German battleship Bismarck with his British opponents. But among those who were not his enemies in 1941, there were 3 that had bigger guns and 3 or perhaps up to 8 that were faster. Welcome to Controversies about the most famous battleship in history. Chapter 4.
The Italian battleships Roma, Vittorio Venetto and Littorio, like the British that we had mentioned, had 15-inch 381mm guns, which were a millimeter thicker than those on board a Bismarck. Some sources claim that the 3 battleships of the Vittorio Venetto class had a maximum speed of 31 knots, which would make them somewhat faster than the Bismarck. In any case, we did not include them in the comparison because Germany and Italy were allies at the time of departure into the Atlantic from the 2 German ships in Operation Regenweibung. As for speed, the French battleship Richelieu, which, like the Bismarck, mounted 8 guns of 380mm, but in only 2 quadruple towers, reached 32.6 knots, exceeding by more than 2 the German battleship, and by 0.4 knots his companion, the cruiser Prince Eugen. Ironically, Richelieu was built in reaction to the German plan to build the battleships Scharnhorst and Gneisenau.
Die Schlachtschiffe Gneisenau und Scharnhorst folgen einander in Kiellinie. Mit 26.000 Tonnen sind sie zurzeit unsere stärksten Schiffe.
Which, with a displacement lower to 40,000 metric tons, gave 31 knots. Even earlier, in the early 30s, to meet German cruisers called pocket battleships of the Deutschland class, comprising the ship of that name, plus the Admiral Scheer and the Admiral Graf SP, the French built the battleships Dunkirk and Strasbourg, with a displacement close to 30,000 tons, whose maximum speed was very close to 31 knots. But these 3 French battleships, in May 1941, could no longer be considered enemies of the Bismarck, as France and Germany had signed an armistice in June 1940.
An Bord der Scharnhorst.
We can say in conclusion that 2 German battleships Scharnhorst and Gneisenau and a French battleship Richelieu were faster than the Bismarck, and 5 gave a rate similar to or possibly superior, the 2 French battleships Dunkirk and Strasbourg, plus the 3 Italian Vittorio Venetto, Littorio and Roma, who had guns also somewhat thicker than the Bismarck. And now, we return to the controversies about Operation Rheinübung.